It begins as oil, water, and a pinch of invisible dust that can catch sunlight, and ends up as the smooth cream you rub on at the beach. This is how sunscreen is made. You have squeezed this cream onto your skin 100 summers. But have you ever wondered what is really inside it? It is not just white goo in a bottle. It is a tiny, invisible shield against the sun. Sunlight feels warm and bright on your skin, but it carries something your eyes cannot see. These are ultraviolet rays, or UV for short. They carry enough hidden energy to burn you. They can damage the living cells in your skin. So how do you block something invisible? The secret is a group of ingredients called UV filters. They are the true heroes of every bottle. Each filter is built to grab UV energy. When a ray hits it, the filter soaks it up. It turns that dangerous energy into a tiny bit of heat. Your sunscreen quietly eats sunlight for you. There are two main families of these filters. The first family is called mineral filters. They are made from ground-up minerals. The two stars are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Both start life as a fine white powder. They sit right on the surface of your skin. Most people think they simply bounce the sun away, but that is a surprising little myth. In truth, they mostly soak up the rays too. Only a small part is reflected back. Their downside is leaving your face a little ghostly. The second family is called chemical filters. These are special carbon-based molecules. They have names like avobenzone and octocrylene. They sink into the very top layer of skin. There they catch UV rays and release gentle heat. They feel light and leave no white cast. Many sunscreens blend both families together. Two kinds of guards, watching the same door. But filters alone are not a cream. They need a smooth base to spread across your skin. That base is a careful mix of oil and water. Normally, oil and water refuse to mix. Shake them, and they always split apart. Your sunscreen is basically a fancy salad dressing. To join them, makers use a trick called an emulsion. An emulsion locks tiny oil drops inside water. This is what gives sunscreen its creamy feel. It all begins in a clean factory lab. Every ingredient is weighed with great care. The recipe must be exact, down to the gram. Too little filter, and the shield is too weak. Too much, and the cream feels thick and greasy. The ingredients are split into two groups. One group is the water phase. It holds purified water and gentle moisturizers. It also carries thickeners to give the cream body. The other group is the oil phase. It holds the oils, waxes, and oily UV filters. Each phase waits in its own large tank. Mineral powders need extra attention. Zinc and titanium clump together easily, so they are milled into extremely fine particles. Powerful mixers break up every last lump. Smaller grains mean less ghost, more glow. Now both tanks are gently heated. They climb to around 70 degrees Celsius. The heat melts the waxes and softens the oils. Both phases must reach the same temperature. If they do not match, the mix can fail. Now comes the moment of the emulsion. The hot oil phase is poured into the water phase. All the while, a huge blade spins fast. A special mixer called a homogenizer takes over. It uses a powerful shearing force. It rips the oil into microscopic droplets. Millions of tiny drops scatter through the water. The smaller the drops, the smoother the cream. This is where loose liquids become silky lotion. Many makers mix inside a sealed vacuum. The vacuum sucks out trapped air bubbles. Those bubbles could make the cream spoil faster. Without them, the sunscreen looks glossy and dense. Next, the warm cream must cool. Cooling is done slowly and carefully. Rushing it could split the oil and water again. As it cools, the delicate ingredients are stirred in. Fragile antioxidants join the mix now. So do the preservatives that keep it fresh. A light fragrance is often added too. Heat would have destroyed these gentle guests. Slowly, the cream thickens to its final feel. A giant tank now holds tons of sunscreen, but no batch may leave until it is tested. Samples are carried off to the lab. Workers check the thickness and the acidity. They watch the batch for any sign of splitting. It is baked and chilled to test its patience. A good sunscreen must survive a hot car. Then comes the most important test of all. How strong is the shield really? That number on the bottle is the SPF. To find it, real people are needed. Yes, humans volunteer to get a little sunburned. Small patches are marked out on their backs. One patch is coated with the sunscreen. Another patch is left completely bare. A lamp then shines controlled UV light on them. Scientists watch for the first faint redness. They compare the bare skin to the protected skin. The ratio between them becomes the SPF number. SPF 30 means 30 times longer in the sun. But sunburn is only half the danger. UV comes in two types, called A and B. UVB is the ray that burns your skin. UVA is the ray that ages it silently. A good sunscreen must block them both. This double shield is called broad spectrum. Only then can the bottle earn its promise. At last, the batch has passed every test. Now it flows toward the filling line. Empty bottles and tubes march along a belt. Nozzles drop down and fill each one. Every bottle gets the exact same amount. Caps and pumps are pressed on tight. Bright labels are wrapped around each bottle. The label must show the SPF clearly. It also lists every filter inside. The bottles are boxed and stacked on pallets. Then trucks carry them out to shelves everywhere. But not all sunscreen is a thick cream. Some comes hissing out of a can. Sprays mix the filters with alcohol and a propellant. The pressure pushes a fine mist onto your skin. Same invisible shield, just a different delivery. People have chased sun protection for ages. The ancients smeared on clay and plant pastes. The first modern creams appeared less than a century ago. One was cooked up by a climber tired of burns. Early versions were sticky and barely worked. Your smooth modern bottle is a small miracle. And so the journey reaches your beach bag. One simple squeeze holds so much hidden science. Oil and water married by a spinning blade. Invisible filters tuned to swallow sunlight. Tested by lamps and patient volunteers. So the next time you rub it in, you will know. It was never just white cream. It was made. Now it's your turn. What should we build next? Drop it in the comments. The most liked idea becomes our next video. See you there.